From Daily Trust News Center, this is the News Hour.
Tonight on News Hour, ISWAP fighters abduct health worker, cut away food items in Borno. FCTA bulldozers descend on Utako village, victims speak. Tinubu asks senators to support his presidential bid. And on the foreign scene, NATO chief says there are no plans of deploying troops in Ukraine as talks continue. Hello and welcome to Trust's News Hour. I am Ayuela. Thank you for joining. And now the news in detail. Islamic State of West African Province insurgents have abducted a health worker with the General Hospital Gubio, Bulama, Gaidam and looted food items and fuel from a humanitarian truck on Wednesday. The State Commissioner for Health, Juliana Bitrus, who confirmed the incident in Maiduguri, described the situation as unfortunate and disturbing. She said the abducted health worker is among those who remained at their duty post in spite of the challenges of insecurity in the area. Meanwhile, gunmen on Wednesday killed 2 prison warders in Okigwe town in Imo State. Reports say that the prison warders were ambushed by their attackers at the Omulolo section of the town in the morning, which caused panic in the area. According to reports, the attackers threw dynamite on the officers' vehicle while they were killed on the spot, while others were rushed to the hospital. Remains of the divisional police officer in charge of Nasco Division, Magama local government area of Niger State, Chief Superintendent of Police Umar Mohammed Aikengari, has been laid to rest at his hometown, Aikengari, Kebbi State. Hundreds of mourners attend the funeral prayer at Aikengari Central Mosque. The slain DPO is among those killed during a gun duel between Joint Security Operations and bandits on Tuesday in Niger State, when bandits who attempted to launch an attack on Nasco, the headquarters of Magama local government area, were engaged by the security operatives comprising the police, the military and local vigilantes. In the meantime, police in Ogun State say that they have arrested 2 members of a kidnap syndicate, Jato Abu Bello and Mohammed Suleiman, over their roles in series of kidnap cases in recent time. According to police spokesman in Ogun State, DSP Abimbola Oyemi, the suspects are arrested following a painstaking intelligence-based investigation.
For about 4 series of kidnap cases, they kidnapped somebody on the 17th of February at somewhere in Abeokuta here. They kidnapped another one at Sodeke Tuntun. They kidnapped 2 siblings in Ayetoro and some other kidnap cases like that. Security of our people is our job, and we need to carry it out to the letter. The Commissioner of Police, CP Lanre Bankole, has directed that the remaining members of that syndicate should be fished out, and they must be brought to book. And we are not going to rest until that directive is totally complied with. We have been having some series of robbery cases around the Kweru, Ogereman axis. We engage members of the community because community policing is seriously working here in the state, and we are partnering with other local vigilantes and some other security stakeholders.
Now, the Federal Capital Territory Administration has commenced demolition of illegal structures at Utako village and parts of Gwarimpa waterway areas. The Director of Development Control, Mukhtar Galadima, had on Tuesday in Abuja during a sensitization exercise, said that the department is committed to the restoration of original design of the Abuja master plan by getting the city rid of illegal structures capable of defacing the nation's capital. The Utako area, recently marked for demolition, is expected to be handed over to the Nigerian police to build its Utako police station. Trust TV's Aisha Salihu has more.
This is the Utako District Village Market, where some residents and business owners have some structures here. But apparently right now, there's a demolition exercise being carried out by the Federal Capital Territory Administration. People here have confided in us. They told us that although they have been informed earlier to move out their structure and relocate, as this land belongs to the police. But unfortunately, some of them were unable to move their businesses and move the structures. But now they are experiencing a full-blown demolition exercise being carried out by the FCT administration. And we're here to hear from them and know the plight of the people.
Onlookers watch as structures are being demolished by the authorities. Business owners assist in moving parts of their property as they lament the short notice of relocation given.
After 3 days, police went here and told us it's their property, they are come and remove it. But they don't give us any time to say, well, I should remove our car. It's only 2 days. Because it's a house here, it's our children is here, then it's our business place is here. But all today, this early morning, they are come and demolish our property.
Others say they had been notified with compensation given to the indigenes of the region, while lamenting the effect of the demolition on their lives.
Actually, some months before now, they came to notify us that we should leave this place that is a police land. So they even demolished 4 months back. So I think a day before yesterday, they came here again to notify us, and yesterday also, they said we should leave here. It's a police property. So today, all of a sudden, we just saw them. They came and they started the demolition. Actually, I heard that the government compensates the Gwaris, that is the indigenes. But you know, we are marketers, so we don't have any right to that. I heard that the government paid the indigenes. I feel so bad because here in this market, God really bless people here. No matter what you are selling, at least we are doing fine here. All we living here is as if the government has really touching us. I feel so bad.
They come and scatter my Oga shop. I did not have nowhere now. I want to find a way to get my school fees to go my village back, where I go start my school back.
This is obviously going to be a long day here for the people who are carrying out this demolition, and the residents and business owners are obviously unhappy with this development as emotions and tensions are rising. They keep complaining about this particular development, that they were not given enough time to relocate themselves. They've therefore appealed to the government to find a place, to find their way around resettling them, as this is going to take a toll on their source of livelihood. Aisha Salihu, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Now to some political stories. Former Governor of Lagos State, Bola Tinubu, is seeking support of the Senate caucus of the All Progressives Congress to realize his presidential bid in 2023. Tinubu, in company of a high-powered delegation, stormed the office of the Senate President at the National Assembly on Wednesday, reeling out plans for the country while asking APC lawmakers for council partnership and support for nomination of what he described as his lifetime ambition. The report.
The All Progressives Congress national leader, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, said it has become necessary for him to reach out to the leadership of the Senate to seek for their support towards his presidential ambition as the 2023 general election draws near. He expressed the hope that members of his party will not let him down. While referring to the protesting women currently picketing the National Assembly, he noted that affirmative action is a sensitive cause that must be considered, saying the issue is a must for the ruling party.
If the counsel of wise men is anything to go by, you see some advice. If you want to go fast, do it alone. But if you want to get there, get success, and go there, definitely go with a team. I'm asking for that teamsmanship here today to get me over the hump of nomination process. And from that hump to get me to the presidency of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
In the area of gas exploration, the APC national leader said Nigeria is yet to reach its potentials, while assuring that these yearnings will also be met soon.
We have the capacity, the ability, the knowledge, the human resources and material resources to produce things that other countries will buy from us. Today, why are we flaring our gas? When we could have invested long term to compete with Russia in Europe. We can still do it, my dear brothers and sisters. If I continue to talk about the emotional thing that is affecting us in the country, I will take too much of your time.
Responding, President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, pledged the APC caucus commitment and loyalty to the administration of the ruling party led by President Muhammadu Buhari. He urged the party to be focused and remain united so as to win the 2023 presidential election.
I believe that at the end of the day, Your Excellency will all the time continue to support our party. Recently, we have had difficulty because of misunderstanding between some of our members, and the party has been thrown into a temporary confusion. But thank God, it is over now. It is very clear that our party is back on track, that at the end of the day, in the next 2 weeks or so, our national convention will hold, and a new set of leaders will emerge who will take us to the destination of victory by the grace of God in 2023.
In the same vein, the APC national leader Bola Tinubu says he is the most qualified candidate to fly the party ticket for the 2023 presidential race. Tinubu on Wednesday met with APC members in the House of Representatives to lobby for their endorsement. Over 200 lawmakers attend the meeting. Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, described Tinubu as a man of the people. Tinubu gave a rundown of his political career, noting that he is ready to give his life for democracy, begging the APC lawmakers to support his lifelong ambition to become the next president.
Giving to respect to whom respect is due, selling his wares, marketing his trade, delivering his message. I personally think it is wrong that for a country such as ours, we are only hearing names and nobody else is campaigning.
It is an APC family affair, so we respect and we expect that this foundation that has led today, respect for our institution will be built further and will be carried further. So we should also try to speak in that manner.
Say, without fear of being quoted by the press, that Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the leader of the APC in Nigeria, has everything it takes to be the president of the Federal Republic.
Yes,
If you have what it takes to aspire, you have what it takes to run, you also have what it takes both in terms of intellectual
to win
and capacity. Capacity covers every other aspect of human capacity to be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Inshallah, I'm the only one in the race. I did not hope that to be your president come year 2020. Ask me why. I'm the only one who has been through the tutelage, bend, tongues, and bend of National Assembly. Where is that other person? I'm the only one among them who has been consistently in one party to the other, building bridges. They are full of differences. They are not stable. Some of them are rolling stones. I've been through the National Assembly. I've been in the corporate world with background in the public sector, accounting, finance, and development. Where would they start from?
And now a breaking story reaching us says that the Yobe State Governor Maimala Buni led All Progressives Congress has cancelled the National Executive Committee meeting that was slated for Thursday. Senator John James Akpanu Dodehe, Secretary of the Caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee, announced this in a statement issued on Wednesday night. The statement reads in part, as directed by the National Chairman of the APC Caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee and the Governor of Yobe State, Maimala Buni, a purported emergency meeting of the party's National Executive Committee slated for Thursday, March 17, 2022, is hereby cancelled. A group of Unified Northern Nigerian Youths Forum wants Governor of the Central Bank, Godwin Emefiele, to contest presidential election in 2023 to become President Muhammadu Buhari's successor. The group spokesperson, Aliyu Sani, said Emefiele, from Igbo extraction, will strengthen the nation's unity. He said this while addressing newsmen in Yola.
This northern group, under the banner Unified Northern Nigerian Youth Forum, comprising of 40 Northern Youth Association, is clamoring for the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, to contest the presidency ahead of the 2023 general elections. Their support for Emefiele, they said, is based on his antecedents as a professional, adding it is crucial that President Muhammadu Buhari's successor should be a seasoned technocrat with vast expertise on the economy. Another consideration the group also noted as important is to address the challenge of the nation's unity following the unfortunate events leading up to the civil war, with a lot of its unfortunate consequences, by ensuring President Buhari's successor is a person of Igbo extraction.
Nigeria, since its return to democracy, have had leaders from the two major ethnic groups, the Hausa and the Yoruba, and by divine providence, a minority from the Ijo, but not an Igbo leader. To unite this country and for peace, progress and prosperity, we must produce an Igbo president come 2023. Dr. Godwin Ifeanyi Emefiele, the present governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, the apex bank of the country, from his antecedents, is a full-blooded Southerner, an Igbo man by tribe, a South Southerner by region, born and brought up in the Southwest, and a champion of Northern Renaissance, and ultimately a symbol of national unity.
They argued that since the return to democratic rule, no Igbo person has led the country, even though it could help bring the unity the country badly seeks.
Our call became necessary considering that the unity of this country is shaken. Since 1999, Igbo were not given a chance to rule this country. And also we have another conviction that politicians are the one ruling this country since 1999. So let's, this time around, give it a chance that somebody from industry, a private sector player, should also come to contest for President 2023.
Now, still staying with political matters, former Chief of Air Staff and now Nigerian ambassador to Chad, Abubakar Sadiq, is visiting Bauchi, his home state, where political associates believe if given the governorship ticket of the All Progressives Congress, he will turn the state into an industrial hub. Sadiq is believed to be nursing ambition to be the governor of Bauchi State after his retirement from military. Adamu Imam has more.
Political associate of former Chief of Staff Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar from the APC family has trooped en masse to show solidarity as he formally arrived Bauchi State to familiarize with his supporters ahead of political campaign that will commence soon according to INEC timetable. Honorable Salisu Barrow is one of the APC stakeholders in Bauchi State, acknowledged the resilience of Sadiq Abubakar to contest for governorship seat at the moment.
You know that we are talking of capacity, we are talking of sincerity of purpose, we are talking of quality leadership. And this man, Ambassador Sadiq Abubakar, has possessed all these qualities. He's a man of proven integrity, was quota to the development of the country, security-wise, economy-wise, and political as well. So he's so capable, he has the capacity to lead Bauchi State out of the doldrum he's found himself.
Moso, a one-time Federal House of Representative member from Ningi Warji constituency, expressed confidence saying that Bauchi will change from the state of civil servant into industrial hub if Abubakar wins governorship seat in the state.
One, he has the human relation. Two, he has the know-how. One, he has the security aspect. And he is coming in to serve the people, not to serve what he or not what he wants to do, but what the people want. And that is what Bauchi wants. Because Bauchi should not remain a civil service state. Bauchi should industrialize. By the time we industrialize, you will have enough revenue to build infrastructure. That is what we are aiming at.
While Ladi Sayawa, who commended Abubakar for accepting their calls to contest, according to her, people are not happy the way the state is being governed at the moment.
Now we have to make it clear that this man is the right choice to be our next governor in Bauchi State. Thank God he has a listening ears. We beg him to contest for the seat. People are complaining too much now, so we are going to change.
Earlier, the gubernatorial aspirant appreciated the people of Bauchi State for receiving him while accepting his ambition after serving the country as a military man, and now is ready to serve his state of origin if given the mandate. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
The newly elected chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Iyorchia Ayu, has stated that under his leadership, the party has resolved most of its internal crises, especially those regarding state chapters of the party. The chairman made this known during the party's National Working Committee meeting, which held at its National Secretariat in Abuja. He added that with the challenges aside, the PDP is set to return to its winning ways.
This NWC, which we put in place, has been able to resolve a lot of issues in our state chapters. We immediately had to address the issues of various elections. Some were midterm elections for houses of assembly, some for houses of representatives. And I'm happy to say that in all those elections, with the cooperation of all our members, the party was able to return to its winning ways.
Now, away from politics, National Judicial Council has issued warning letters to two High Court judges, Maiwiya Idris in the Federal Capital Territory and Laden of Kaduna Judiciary over their alleged acts of misconduct. The Council's Director of Information, Soji Oye, stated this in a statement on Wednesday after the NJC resolution at its 97th meeting held on March 15th and 16th, 2022. The statement added that the meeting presided by the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Tanko Muhammad, who doubles as the chairperson of the NJC, also recommends 15 judicial appointments, including 6 court heads, after considering the list of candidates presented by its interview committee. All recommended candidates are expected to be sworn in after an approval by President Muhammadu Buhari and their respective state governors and confirmation by the National Assembly and respective state houses of assembly, as the case may be. Ahead of voting on the constitutional amendments by the state houses of assembly, staff of local government council judiciary and parliament in North Central Geopolitical Zone have asked the state houses of assembly in the region to support quest for autonomy. A rally to achieve this objective is held by the Nigerian Labour Congress in Lafia, Nasarawa State. Abubakar Abdullahi attends the rally and now reports.
Already done at the National Assembly and expected to be done at the 36 state houses of assembly, the voting on the constitutional amendment. These workers from the local government councils, judiciary and parliamentarian staff led by the Nigerian Labour Congress embark on this rally for a common demand, which is their autonomy as contained in the ongoing constitutional amendment by the National Assembly. Having trekked for a distance along Shandam Road, Lafia, to the premises of Nasarawa State House of Assembly, leaders of the union asked members of the Nasarawa State House of Assembly to reflect on what the National Assembly did by voting in favor of autonomy of local government, judiciary, and parliamentarian staff when the document is presented before them.
Similar events took place at the national level, and we had almost 100% votes in support of the autonomy of the legislature, judiciary, and the local government. Today we are here before you to equally advocate for support from you. Mr. Speaker, this is your project because it affects you directly. The autonomy is one of the key ingredients of good governance. We want to have 100% vote.
The federal government is assessing their own government. The state governors are assessing their own money. Why is local government not assessing their own?
Yes, it's a nice question.
Thank you very much. But what I want to say is that we are here to solicit your own support as a very reliable and competent assembly in Nasarawa State.
Yes, sir. The autonomy for which we are looking for is an autonomy that it is meant for yourself in the House of Assembly. It's an autonomy to have your freedom and your voice to be heard anywhere. It's the freedom that will be given to you for you to manage your resources yourself. And that's why we'll be giving to the judiciary, we'll be allowing them to give justices to do those who deserve it. And that of the local government is purely a demand for both administrative and financial autonomy at that level, so that we can genuinely get our salary as at when due, get development at that level as at when due.
Receiving the North Central NLC members, Speaker of the Nasarawa State House of Assembly said the proposal for the autonomy is long overdue and it should be considered done this time around, describing it as the State House of Assembly project.
To be frank, the issue of autonomy of the local government is long, I would say it's long overdue.
Wow.
And this is the right time to have it done. For National State House of Assembly, I can confidently tell you to go home and sleep. The issue of autonomy of judiciary and the legislature in the states, just as I told the Labour chairman the last time he visited me, I consider it as a concluded issue.
Wow.
Because this is a constitutional issue and it has already been captured in the fourth iteration. And Mr. President has assented to it. Good. So I will say confidently that nobody can change the autonomy of the judiciary.
He called on NLC to continue pursuing in order to ensure implementation if finally amended.
What remains for us is to struggle for the implementation of the autonomy of the judiciary and the legislature. And to be very frank, very soon, soonest, we shall commence the implementation of the autonomy of the legislature and the judiciary.
The Speaker further called on NLC to continue pursuing their course to ensure implementation of the autonomy if finally accepted by the legislature. In attendance of the rally were NLC members from the states of Benue, Kogi, Plateau, Niger, Kwara, Host Nasarawa, and Federal Capital Territory. Abubakar Abdullahi, Trust TV News, Lafia.
Zamfara State Director of Fire Service Abdullahi Jigo and 2 of his personnel have been wounded in a clash with members of the National Union of Road Transport Workers in Gusau, the state capital. The 3 injured personnel of the State Fire Service are currently receiving medical attention at the Yerima Bakura Specialist Hospital in Gusau Metropolis. The State Commissioner for Works, Rabiu Garba, who visits the injured personnel of the fire service at the Yerima Bakura Specialist Hospital, told journalists that the state government will take drastic measures to reduce the excesses of members of the National Union of Road Transport Workers, NURTW.
Exactly tell what is happening. When I came out, it was probably a lot of time in my office. So I was able to control I was trying to control my voice. Suddenly when somebody came with a stick and hit me at the back and had a difficult in my head. That's the only thing I can say. Actually, I don't even know what is going on. When I had, it was the NURT chairman that came along with the boys. That's the other person. I think my department is what is within the department, and I think I always control my voice and first to not take law into their hands. Yes, I tell you I control my business, but that's not true. I think they did it intentionally, because as you know, why doesn't want somebody to carry out those kind of things and come to the office, be hitting people like that. If you look at the leg of my senior mechanic, you see about the court, talk less of the transport officer. He was highly injured. So this one is acceptable actually. So the authority concerned, they are the ones supposed to know what is supposed to be taken into about such kind of incidents. If someone can come into the government office and injure people like this, I think it's a kind of insult to everybody. Talk less of somebody who is not even no?
Nationwide, NURTW has been very notorious when it comes to taking law into their hands. So we'll review their excesses and we'll deal with it accordingly.
You're watching the News Hour on Trust Television. Coming up shortly. Local rice millers take over production. Details and more after the break. Please stay. Welcome back. You're watching the News Hour on Trust Television. Here's a look at the top stories again. ISWAP insurgents have abducted a health worker with the General Hospital Gubio Bulama Gaidam and looted food items and fuel from a humanitarian truck on Wednesday. Plus, Federal Capital Territory Administration has commenced demolition of illegal structures at the Utako village and parts of Gwarimpa waterways areas. Now, students and parents in Gombe State want federal government and the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, to halt the lingering industrial action. This comes barely 3 days after the commencement of another 8 weeks extended warning strike by ASU after negotiation meetings with the federal government ended in deadlock. Ibrahim Ismail has more.
Students, parents and other Nigerians are worried with the decision taken by members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities ASU to extend the warning strike by 8 weeks. After the completion of a 4-week warning strike, we speak to some students in Gombe State on the effect of the industrial action.
When I heard the news, it's not what I expected actually. I was expecting them to just find a solution ground and just fix the issue. But when I heard that it was later extended to almost 8 weeks, actually I feel so sad.
Okay, now what do you do now since you are not going to?
Now I'm running my business actually. Right, I'm in my shop actually now. So I'm running a business as I'm selling foodstuffs here in Tunfere.
It affects my learning because I gave myself a limit of time which I will graduate. And for now, I think that dream is not realistic. It's not coming to pass because of this strike. So I urge the government to settle our lecturers so that we'll all go back to school.
It has affected us in many ways. Because one thing I want the Nigerian government to know is that now they are registering JAMB. For us that just started part 1, we are about to start, and now it is already on. They are on strike. What are we going to do? My call to the president is that you should help us and offer what ASU asked him to do to them, so that us that we are starting our education now, we can further it more. Thank you.
Announcing its decision to extend the warning strike by 8 weeks, ASU blamed the federal government of nonchalant attitude, adding that series of meetings with the government yielded no result. Parents and other Nigerians expressed concern, calling on the government to address all ASU's demands.
It doesn't make sense that students are at home and these people are busy making money, spending money here and there, and they don't want to pay these lecturers. So to my own view, it's not from the lecturers, it's from the government. That's all I have to say about this ASU strike.
The strike is to draw them back, you understand? Because the academic this in there is for them to go forward. But this one is breaking them down. The strike is breaking them down. Why? Because you will see that the performance of the students is getting lower.
ASU is demanding funds for the revitalization of Nigerian universities as well as the acceptance of a payment software, University Transparency and Accountability Solution, UTAS, to replace Integrated Personnel Payroll Information System, IPPIS, among other demands. From Gombe, Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
Now, local and state government workers in Niger State have commenced indefinite strike over non-implementation of full payment of salaries paid to workers in the state. The Nigeria Labour Congress, in a statement by its chairman, Yakubu Garba, on Wednesday said that the action is informed by a breach in the ongoing negotiations between government and Labour by a local government council. The statement expressed displeasure over alleged plans by some local government chairmen to play a fast one on the union and insisted that the strike will remain in force until salaries of workers in 25 local government areas are paid in 100% gross component. Niger State workers began a 7-day warning strike on March 8, which extended by additional 14 days to allow for negotiations. Now, a psychologist with Federal Polytechnic Bauchi, Dr. Alhatu Abubakar, wants parents to be watchful on their children, not to leave them to social media, which could be a distraction. In an interview with Trust TV in Bauchi State, Abubakar explains more on the impact of social media on children. Adam Imam has more.
Many parents are expected to be a role model to their children while upbringing, but the reverse is the case in some quarters. To this end, a psychologist, Dr. Alhatu Saidu Abubakar of the Federal Polytechnic Bauchi, calls on the parents to be vigilant on their kids on a daily basis. According to him, the world has already turned into global village.
It has become a commonest platform now for the adolescents and the teens to use, and we all know that they spend a lot of time on it. So there's the need for us to be able to peg age limit within which an individual should be allowed. I know by the rules of the social media is 13 years, but if you look at it psychologically and sociologically, it actually needs to be pegged to 18, because by 18 years, an individual must have developed his conscience, the ability to know right from wrong. And if you look at the implications or the negative aspects of the social media, there are a lot of things that if you are not matured, you might end up actually be affected negatively by it.
More so, parents who are essential ingredients in child's moral behavior share their views on how they feel towards using social media at all time by young adults.
Social media helps in researches and getting reaching some documentations that are hard to reach before. And saying no is that nowadays most of the youths have engaged themselves in social media activities that is crippling their educational distance. So to me, the negative aspect is more than that of the positive aspect.
Dr. Alhaz also maintained that the social media has come to stay, but checkmating the activities of the kid via internet facility is very important. Also, according to him, issues of regulation will be crucial in the area of legislation in the country. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the reconstitution of Governing Board of the National Broadcasting Commission following expiration of the tenure of the former board. A statement released in Abuja on Wednesday by the Special Assistant to the President, Office of the Minister of Information and Culture, Segun Adeyemi, said that the board has Bashir Omolaja Bolariwa as chairman. Other members appointed to represent various interests as stipulated by the NBC Act include Wada Ibrahim, Ehenyin Chukwu, DK, Adesola Ndu, and Olaniyen Badmos. Also on the board are Bashir Ibrahim, Obiora Ilo, Ahmad Sajo, Engineer Bayo Erikitola, and a representative of the State Security Service, a representative of the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, as well as the Director General of the Commission. The board has a 3-year tenure. Mutual relations between media and the military authorities assist in no small measure in the execution of mandate of the armed forces. Newly appointed Director, Information Major General O.J. Akpo solicits the support of Media Trust Limited, publishers of Daily Trust and operators of Trust TV to ensure that military activities are given coverage. General Akpo made the request during courtesy visit paid to the media conglomerate in Abuja. Gaza Yakubu reports.
While appreciating effort of Media Trust Limited as a major stakeholder in information dissemination, the Director of Information, Major General O.J. Akpo, says it is necessary to partner with the media to be able to succeed in his responsibility.
You have a very wide leadership. You've carved a niche for yourself. And for me, I must have a very collaborative partnership with you to be able to succeed as a Director of Defense Information. Ours is to have a country to keep the physical space safe for all of us to live our dreams. But what of that space which we cannot reach? The space that only you can govern. The space only the media can guard.
Acting Chief Executive Officer of Media Trust Limited, Nura Daura, assures him of support of the organization in the discharge of his duty.
So, sir, you have a partner in Daily Trust, and today you are not just having the media arm of Daily Trust, the print, you are also having the TV. And I would like to assure you also that in the next couple of months, not more than 6, the radio arm will also come on board. And as you also know, we have a very strong digital platform.
Editor-in-Chief Daily Trust Naziru Mikailu commends the effort of the military in carrying out the responsibility of safeguarding the territorial integrity, asking for support to journalists to have access to information for the sake of objectivity.
You need the media, as you rightly stated, but we believe we need it more because we are reporting very sensitive issues that we don't want to continue to report them on our own without the input of people who actually know better. Yeah, so the platforms that we have, Trust TV, they're all opportunities for the military and other security agencies to come on board and explain some of the things that they're doing, which we've seen you doing on other media. So we would like to request for that kind of friendship to be extended.
The Director of Information is taking round on facility tour in the organization. Gaza Yakubu, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Carcass of the lion killed in Konduga has been shared by hunters and community members involved in killing the animal. Director Wildlife in Borno State Ministry of Environment, Ayuba Peter, said 2 of the hunters wounded by the lion are receiving treatment at Maiduguri specialist hospitals. The report.
A farmer in Konduga town first sighted the lion in his farm and reported same to the local authority. In no time, hunters were mobilized to engage the lion. Eventually, they succeeded in killing the lion, although 2 among the hunters are critically wounded. Ayuba Peter told Trust TV that the carcass has been shared by the hunters.
On Sunday, we received a report from the chairman, Konduga local government, that one farmer reported that he saw a lion, and he saw a lion near his farm, and then he rushed. Then he reported to the chairman, who then called the hunters. And then immediately on getting the information, they mobilized, and then they were able to patrol and identified. They saw the lion, and they were unable to kill the lion, although 2 of the hunters sustained some injuries.
The 2 hunters on admission at specialist hospital could not be reached for comment on their encounter with the lion.
Farmers in Kaduna are worried that price hike and non-availability of fertilizers in the state is making farming unattractive since many cannot afford to buy. This is against the backdrop of likelihood of fertilizer scarcity on account of Russia-Ukraine war. Fatima Saleh-Laden has more.
Farming has a long history in Nigeria, and it has also been the backbone of the economy. But one thing that poses a threat to farming is the high cost of fertilizer that helps crops grow in different soil and weather conditions. The farmers say the high cost of fertilizer is being a threat to their business.
The farmers fear that the hike in price will deny farmers access to this critical input required to boost fertility of the farmlands and increase yield, noting that it will affect the next farming season.
4 months back, we buy a bag of fertilizer at 12 to 13,000, but now it's 17,300 for a bag of urea, and we face hardship of fuel because mostly we use generators to pump water, and we buy a liter for 2,000 or 1,800. Generators muke amfani da su, injinan ban ruwan mu. Litan mai kana siyan galan lita 4 kana siyan ta 2,000, 1,800, a an san ka za a rage ma 1,700. For me, I think it is the conflict between Russia and Ukraine that is causing the hike. Muna ganin kaman shi harban mana wannan al'amari. Honestly,
The price of fertilizer is beyond control. It is becoming worrisome. There are programs organized by the government in order to ease the hardship of getting fertilizer for farmers, but it never reaches us, the real farmers. We only used to hear about the programs, and I think the responsibility of government is to help people get what they want. But we never enjoy that. We sell fertilizer some months back at 12,500 naira, and gradually it reaches 18,500. And now you can see this farmer came to buy from me. The price is 17,500. Farmers are complaining. When I went to the dealers today, they advised me to buy more bags and keep, because the price will keep going up because of Russia-Ukraine war.
Farmers and critical stakeholders in the sector say unless government intervenes, the country is likely to record low food production. Fatima Salaladan, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
Still talking food production, rice farming employs many people in Kura local government area of Kano State. Roadside market attracts rice merchants and consumers from all over the country on daily basis. In this two-part series of Trust TV's special coverage on Kura, correspondent Idris Jibrin reports on how local processing of rice in Kura engage residents and provides them with what they eat and what they sell at the same time. Take a look.
For the people in Kura local government area of Kano State, rice farming across all year round is not only a pride, but their way of life, and by extension, their largest means of livelihood.
Rice farming in Kura became vibrant long ago when we got 22,000 hectares of irrigation, during which water canals were extended up to our respected farms.
Throughout the year, the people of Kura are always busy, be it at the farms for cultivation, local factory for processing, or at these roadside markets to sell.
We used to come here to do our businesses in order to help our parent, relative, among others. Most believe that Kura depend on rice farming. Therefore, despite the water blockage this year, many people are still benefiting from this market.
Although today is not the usual Friday's weekly market day in Kura, with little or no difference, this market is the largest trading center here, and the rice is equally locally produced here.
This market contributes a lot of bringing so much jobs for the broads, that is for the new growth and youth. And actually we have developed enough because people from the various villages, they used to come bring the rice to this area and sell it, and because of that, being that it will help the peoples to have so much job at the area.
Jamilu Sani runs a local rice processing mill with 2 machines and few help. This young man is managing to keep body and souls together.
Every day, I used to process 100 bags of rice paddy to produce 50 bags of rice. At times, we can sell all of it in this market.
The problem of electricity supply, inadequate local processing machineries, and high cost of transportation are few amongst the major challenges threatening the rice farmers and local processors in Kura. Idris Jibrin, Trust TV News, Kano.
Another foreign scene, NATO chief Jens Stoltenberg said Wednesday the alliance is not planning to send forces to Ukraine after Poland called for it to deploy a peacekeeping mission. Speaking in a major address to the U.S. House and Senate, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky sought to persuade Western nations to provide more military aid as Russia's war in Ukraine enters a fourth week. President Vladimir Putin said that Wednesday that his military campaign in Ukraine is a success and that he will not allow the country to become a springboard used to threaten Russia, adding that the operation is developing successfully and in strict accordance with plans. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky addressed U.S. Congress on Wednesday, while U.S. President Joe Biden is expected to announce $800 million of military aid to Ukraine. Meanwhile, explosions rocked the western part of Kyiv early Wednesday, injuring 2 people and damaging residential buildings. Now we will be joining Adeni Ajishafe to give us sports updates.
Confederation of African Football CAF inspection team are in Algeria to inspect stadium facilities ahead of 2023 Championship for African Nations CHAN. Delegation led by 4th Vice President of CAF, Seydou Ngoya, will see Algeria readiness to host CHAN Championship will take place in January 2023 as CAF plans to test facilities before the biennial event. And CAF have also confirmed that Babayara Stadium in Kumasi will be the host stadium for Ghana-Nigeria World Cup playoff that will be coming up on 25th of March 2022. And in tennis, 12 years record-breaking Wimbledon 5th set between John Isner and Nicolas Mahut ending 70-68 in 8 hours marathon will be no more after a huge rule change. Tennis Grand Slam, Australia, French, US Open and Wimbledon announced a unified rule to finish off matches that go full distance. Instead, a match going 5 sets for men or 3 sets for women will be decided by 1st to 10 tie break when it gets to 6-all with a 2-point advantage. Trial of the new rule will be held in May at Roland Garros in Paris, which has been approved by a Rules of Tennis Committee governed by International Tennis Federation in consultation with Women Tennis Association, WTA, Association of Tennis Professionals, ATP, will apply to all Grand Slam across qualifying, men's singles and doubles, women's singles and doubles, wheelchair and junior event in singles commencing at 2022 French Open. That's Sport News. I am Adeni Ajishafe.
And with that, we wrap up News Hour on Trust Television. Connect with us via our social media platforms and subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch us live. I am Ayubelia. Thank you for watching.